Good morning, dear students. Let's move on to the topic today called Equipments and Raw Materials under Unit 2. Already we have discussed under Unit 2 about organization and personnel and premises. Two subtopics under Unit 2 already we have completed. Now the third subtopic under Unit 2 we are going to discuss today. In that specifically equipments we are going to discuss. Okay. The contents of today's discussion are equipment selection, purchase specifications and maintenance. About equipments, briefly we are going to see about its selection, purchase specifications and maintenance. These are the main topics under equipments. Many subtopics under this also included. Moving on to the first part of today's discussion, that is equipment selection. What is an equipment? Equipment is a physical entity. It is a physical entity to carry out a general or specific activity in the plant. To carry out a general or specific activity in the plant. What are the types of equipments? Single piece and integrated systems. Under single piece equipment, examples are tablet compression machine, a mixer, HPLC, FTIR and weighing balance, and many single piece equipments will cover this class. And what are integrated system? Examples are water demineralizing plants and air handling system. These are the types of equipment. Now let's see what are the management of equipments in pharmaceutical plants as per international GMP literature. Good manufacturing practices literature. Management of equipments are given here. They are location, design, construction, size, adaptation, cleaning and cross-contamination, preventive and breakdown maintenance, installation, calibration, qualification and validation, automatic, mechanical, electronic equipment including computers, then filters, weighing balance. These are the different types of equipments in pharmaceutical plant to manage it according to international GMP literature. Next, moving on to GMP equipment selection criteria. Equipment selection criteria as per GMP. What are criteria? They are operating criteria, size, speed and effectiveness of equipment, then availability of spares and servicing, maintenance, easy accessibility and cleanability, environmental issues, construction, materials and design, availability of process controls, cost, availability of design and maintenance manuals from the supplier. These are the criteria for an equipment during selection is met according to GMP. What is the life cycle of an equipment? The cycle represents decision to purchase an equipment. Decision to purchase an equipment, then purchase of the equipment, then qualifying, installation, validating the equipment, and using the equipment, that operation, cleaning and maintenance, then preventive maintenance and revalidation of equipment, and replacing the equipment. This is life cycle of an equipment. What are WHO guidelines for equipments? They are equipments must be located, designed, adopted and maintained to suit the operation to be carried out. It should be located, designed, adopted and maintained. Then equipment should be installed in such a way as to minimize any risk of error or of contamination. should be properly installed. Then production equipment should be designed, located and maintained to serve its intended purpose. Should be designed, located and maintained to serve its intended purpose. Then production equipment should be designed so that it can be easily and thoroughly cleaned on schedule basis. Then production equipment should not present any hazard to the products. Should not present any hazard to the products. These are the WHO guidelines for equipments. With the last slide, equipment selection gets over. Next we are moving on to purchase specifications on equipment. What are purchase specifications? They are the characteristics associated with an item or product to be purchased. What are purchase specifications? The characteristics associated with an item or product to be purchased. Next we'll see what are purchase specification parameters. What are the parameters we'll look after during purchase? Weight of the equipment, size and dimensions, quality, safety requirements, products performance parameters. What are the parameters we'll look after? Weight, size and dimensions, quality, safety requirements, products, performance parameters. Let's see WHO guidelines for purchase specifications. According to WHO, purchases must meet requirements and be approved by management. Then purchase in advance of need. Then equipment should be standardized. Purchases must meet specifications. Minimize cost and loss of quality. And purchase from reputable dealers. These are the WHO guidelines for purchase specifications. Then moving on to factors to be considered for purchasing. What are the factors to be considered during purchase? Right source, right quality, right source, right quality, right quantity, right price, right time, right price, right time, right mode of transportation. Here is an example of purchase specification for an instrument called UV visible spectrophotometer double beam is given. Just note down what are the purchase specification parameters are given. So with the last slide, purchase specifications get over. We have completed equipment selection and purchase specifications. Next we are moving on to the third part of today's discussion, that is maintenance of equipment. What is it? The work of keeping something in proper condition. What is maintenance? The work of keeping something in proper condition. Coming to types of maintenance, there are 4 types of maintenance of an equipment: reactive maintenance, preventive maintenance, predictive and reliability centered maintenance. What are the 4 types? Reactive, preventive, predictive, reliability centered. Coming to reactive maintenance, it focuses on restoring the equipment to operating conditions as close to normal as possible. What is the role of reactive maintenance? It focuses on restoring the equipment to operating conditions as close to normal as possible. What are its advantages? Low cost and less staff. Coming to disadvantages of reactive maintenance: increased cost due to unplanned downtime of equipment. Then increased labor cost, especially if overtime is needed. Then cost involved with repair or replacement of equipment. Possible secondary equipment or process damage from equipment failure and inefficient use of staff resources. These are the disadvantages. Next we'll see preventive maintenance. It is used in actions performed on a time or mission run based schedule that detect, preclude or mitigate degradation of a component or system with the aim of sustaining or extending its useful life through controlling degradation to an acceptable level. This is what preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance is nothing but actions performed on a time or mission run based schedule that detect, preclude or mitigate degradation of a component or system with the aim of sustaining or extending its useful life through controlling degradation to an acceptable level. What are its advantages? Cost effective in many capital intensive processes. Then flexibility allows for the adjustment of maintenance periodicity. Then increased component life cycle. And energy savings and reduced equipment or process failure. Energy savings and reduced equipment or process failure. Let's see what are the disadvantages of preventive maintenance. They are catastrophic failures still likely to occur, labor intensive, includes performance of unneeded maintenance, and potential for incidental damage to components in conducting unneeded maintenance. These are the disadvantages of preventive maintenance. Coming to predictive maintenance, that is the third type of maintenance of an equipment. What is it? Predictive maintenance are measurements that detect the onset of a degradation mechanism, thereby allowing casual traces to be eliminated or controlled prior to any significant deterioration in the component physical state. What are the advantages? Increased component operational life or availability, decrease in equipment or process downtime, decrease in costs for parts and labor, better product quality, improved worker and environmental safety. Disadvantages of predictive maintenance are increased investment in diagnostic equipment, increased investment in staff training, savings potential not readily seen by management. Coming to reliability centered maintenance, the last fourth type of maintenance. It is nothing but a process used to determine the maintenance requirements of any physical asset in its operating context. Advantages of it are lower costs by eliminating unnecessary maintenance or overhauls, reduced probability of sudden equipment failures, able to focus maintenance activities on critical components, then increased component reliability. Disadvantages are it can have significant startup cost, training and equipment, then savings potential not readily seen by management. What are equipment management system? Organization, inventory, selection and acquisition, installation, calibration and validation. Then maintenance, troubleshooting, service and repair, computer software, condemnation and disposal. These are equipment management system. Let's see what are the equipment cleaning implements. Equipment cleaning implements. First one, scrubber, brush, washed with water, antiseptic solution, that is 0.5% cetrimide solution, then sterilize with 70% isopropyl alcohol, that is IPA, Then sanitizing agent sodium hypochlorite and IPA. Cover ends of cleaning tubing with polyethylene sheet. These are the cleaning implements. So with this we are coming to the end of today's class. We have discussed about equipments, its selection, purchase specifications and maintenance of equipment. In the next class we will be discussing raw materials in detail. Thank you all for patient listening.